Now, if we wanted to, we could also not only read by line, we could also read by words. Words could be by anything, either by new line character or by space or by any other delimiter that we want. But I'll do that in the next video. So let's say here we could create some sort of data for ourselves. So 23 Reza, and let's say F. I don't know what it represents, but let's say Joe M. Maybe this could be the sex, the age, the name, and the sex. And let's say 43 Jane, and we could say something else, whatever O represents. Now, if I wanted to read these data, you'll notice that they're separated per line. So that means a new person per line. And this is fine. What we need to do is separate it per line and then read them word by word, right? So this is what we need to do. So let's go back to our code here. So this gets us the line, right? This gets us this value over here. So this over here gets us this value. But this is not good enough. We need our line to be separated further. So we're going to do line dot, and we're going to look for some method, and I think I found it. No, not strip. Maybe, let me just go through this. So again, always we're looking for the method that matches what we want to do. In this case, I kind of want to split this into multiple different words. So what I'm looking for, there we go. We want to look for something like a split. So let's do Control Q on it. Let's see what it says. So splits the string, works around matching of the given regular expression. We're not going to learn regular expression. Let's not make our life harder. Let's go check out the example that they show right there. The string boo and foo, for example, yields the following results with this expression. So regex result, if we separate it by colon, we get boo and foo. That's this value. If we separate it by O, notice we get the B. The O's are going to be the separator. Then we should get the, so there's a second O here. So there's an empty separator, right, between these two O's. And then we should get colon and F, colon and F. And the remaining ones are just ignored because they're both O's, right? So what we want to do is the same thing, but we don't want to split it by these. We want to split it by a space. And that's perfectly fine. So let's try this out. So params regex, the delimiter we're utilizing, split. And this, we're just going to put a space in there, and that's it. We do Control Q on it. We notice that it's returning us a string array. So we're going to create a string array. Let's say words. And this should split it up. And now we could print it out somewhat or do something with those words. So we could say name is going to be, it's the second word. So position 1. Then we could say age. That's the first word. And we could lastly say, oops, the sex. So we're gonna say sex, words at position 2. I can't spell for some reason. All right, now if we run it and we did it correctly, we should see them one by one listed with their defining characteristic. So again, we got Reza, that's this one, 23, and sexf, Joe, so for so on. So one thing we could probably even do is put a little separator maybe. So just we could see a little bit of separation. Cool, we could have even put some tabs, make this nicer, but notice that here we have data that was classified in a file, and we retrieve that data based off of a space delimiter. This is important. So the space here was important. But it happens that sometimes the name could contain spaces or some values could contain spaces. So using a space as a delimiter is not the greatest thing. I'll see you guys in the next video.